welcome to today's Life and Transitions Experts YouTube channel and Facebook group. Well, I'm Courtney Rollins, host and operator of Life and Transitions Experts YouTube channel, where if you've been following, for the past year, we've been using the great tool of life insurance to help people do just that, to help them protect their families and help them through some of their biggest transitions. And today I'm talking directly to you as an agent. Maybe you're one of those folks who stumbled into or are blessed to be a life insurance agent helping people protect their families, protect the things they love. But you may find that even though you love what you're doing, even though you have all the scripts and everything, the presentation down, you understand the carriers, you understand the brands, you understand the policies that you're sharing with folks, you still may be losing sales. You still aren't getting sales. And I'm here to share with you some of the tips and tools that I've been looking at and using to help increase and improve my sales and allow me to keep my sales at a pretty high rate, even as a first-year person. There's about been 1 week that I have not gone less than $4,000 in premium, and that's reflecting in the commission that I'm bringing back home. So I'm excited about that, and this is my opportunity to continue to learn with you. And one of the best ways to learn is to share and to teach it. So that's what we're going to do today. So let's take a look. And we're going to talk about something that is so crucial and so clear that many people know when it comes to your mind, but you don't necessarily do it in person. What people aren't recognizing is that sometimes when we are loaded with knowing our product, when we're loaded with knowing our process, even when we're loaded with knowing the people that we're serving, we're getting in the way because now we're out there just sharing everything, talking to the person, just talking their head off, especially if you're an agent or if you're a salesperson. Many salesmen would probably call themselves, well, I wouldn't say many because I was going to say that many salesmen would call themselves extroverted. That's not necessarily the case. Usually some of the best salesmen or salespeople actually have the qualities of an introvert, someone who can actually sit down, actually not necessarily be the center of attention. So as an extrovert, which is what I am, I have to work very hard on not being the center of attention and recognizing that I'm the guide in the client's life. I am the guide. They are the hero. I'm not the hero. And so how do you do this? You simply listen. A part of your sales process should be a discovery, finding out what the pain points are, what the issues, what are the desires of your client. And how do you do that? By asking questions. And why is that so important? That's what we're going to look at today. It's so important because by asking questions, people buy from who they know, like, and trust. And they are going to like and trust folks who make them feel valued, feel connected, feel seen. Like Earl Nightingale says, you should walk around all the time as if everyone has a big sign on their head that says, make me feel important. I once met a lady who kept saying price was an issue, but when I slowed down and actually talked to her, I learned about her real fears. I learned that her real fear wasn't the price. Her real fear was that having a daughter take off work and to have to plan the funeral that may come up. Her real fear was not having money in place, and that the future burden of the final expense issues was her real problem, challenge, not the price right now. And I only knew that by being able to ask good questions. So why does that work though? There's a such thing called the self-disclosure loop. Our brains, we're made of so many chemicals, and one of the most important chemicals in there is dopamine. It is one of the reasons that helps us be motivated, helps us find be rewarded when we actually do things that are either good for us or that our body wants for us. Sometimes it's not necessarily good for us, but it does give us the that we want and our brain wants to help us feel good. And that's what so many of us are trying to do. And so when you're talking to your client and you're asking them questions, when they disclose, when you share with someone, you're sharing your information with them, you're tapping into the self-disclosure dopamine feedback. Jed Blunt in his book, which one is it, Fanatical Prospecting, or I think it's in Fanatical Prospecting, that he discusses the self-disclosure loop. It talks about how that's how you may find yourself when you're at a party, almost sharing too much information with a complete stranger you just met, or you're on a plane. It feels good to share. So the more questions we can ask, especially when they're tailored to our sales process, is going to help us figure out if they value life insurance and what it can do for them. you're sitting there, you're sitting great. You're being trusted, and you're gathering important information that's going to help your client. You help them make the right decision. So the self-disclosure loop is super important, and being able to gather information and build that trust using our brain, using our chemicals the way they're already set up, right? First thing though, when you are doing this, we're just going to do like a 5-step process. The first thing you want to do is to be able to ask permission to ask questions. Not only does this give humans the sense of autonomy, and we're so interested people, we want autonomy and we want boundaries. So you asking permission gives them the ability to say yes or no. Most people are going to say yes. Go ahead and ask. It also gives you the boundaries because you're like, okay, can I ask you some questions so that I can have a better understanding of what your needs are today. You just set the rules for the game. So not only did you give boundaries by saying this is what we're going to do, and now the brain can feel there's not an unknown. They know they're going to ask me questions. You also appealed to that person's need for autonomy. So you're doing a great job, AJ. You're doing an awesome job doing that. Okay. So and also they won't feel like they're being interrogated out of nowhere. So make sure you ask permission first. It's just simple. Ms. Johnson, do you mind if I ask you a few questions just to better understand why we're here today? Simple, ask questions. All right. Step 2, start with low risk questions. There's science behind all of these surveys and things that we take when it comes to marketing. And many of the surveys, if you notice, especially when they say you can get something free if you sign in here, well, they want to collect information because your information getting in front of you is gold. Marketing, that's marketing 101. You got to get in front of folks and repetition. So one way that they can actually get information is, because we're part of this as well, is by starting low risk. So instead of, can I ask you a question, what's your bank account number? You may ask, can I ask you a question, what made you think about this today? Or even if you're doing the application, you start with how you spell your last name, okay, your date of birth, things of that nature. So those are two kind of different things, but it's both are low risk first, all right? So your first couple of seconds, your first questions give you permission to continue to move forward and ask more questions. Number 3, validate whatever they're sharing. When someone starts talking about life insurance and why they want it, and they're like, well, I need it because the other one I had, the prices started jumping up, or I don't have anything in place. I don't want to go a GoFundMe. Do not stop them in the middle of them talking and say, okay, hey, this product right here, it's awesome because your family won't need to wait. You'll have the money immediately, and it's not a 2-year wait or things of that nature. If you're trying to fix everything immediately, it actually shows that you're not necessarily listening. Have you ever been in a relationship? And I may be guilty of this with my wife sometimes, where you are discussing your issues and challenges, and someone just coming out with immediate solutions. It's like they're not even listening to you. So we got to validate, slow down, listen, validate. How do you validate? With affirming nonverbals or verbals. Oh, I got you. I see. What was that like? Asking follow-up questions. Quality follow-up questions are ways that you're going to learn more, and you're going to slow down, and you're validating. You're not trying to fix. Continue that. Just continue that, and you get as much information as you can. This can go on. This is the heart. This is during the presentation. And then when you actually have all that information, now during your presentation, you can connect the pain and the desires to the right. They're selling themselves. They talked about how they hate to have that price was going up. This product right here with insert carrier, prices never change, never go down unless you decide to pull money out of there. This gives you that peace of mind, just like you spoke to, Ms. Johnson, so that you can have peace of mind. And that's the second part, connecting the pain to the solution so that they can make the meaning. No one has ever wanted braces, I imagine. But the people who have braces, who have braces, want straight teeth. No one wants a drill bit. What they want is a hole. They want to be able to drill a hole. So we have to help them connect the meaning. No one wants life insurance. What they want is peace of mind. What they want to know is that their family is taken care of. What they want is to know there's no shame that's going to have to come to their family for having to do GoFundMes and things of that nature. Find out what people want by asking tons of questions. And then as you present, you can connect that pain, the impact of that pain, to the solution that you have. There should even be a 3.5 step where you take that pain, you squeeze it out, and you ask them, what does that mean for you? What is that like? What is it like if you didn't have anything in place? What's going to happen? What does that feel like? Buying is an emotional process. We make decisions emotionally first with our heart, then we rationalize with our mind. So we can get to the heart of it and find out what's going on, and then connect it to, hey, these are the reasons why this solution, this problem that you have, why this solution can help you. You're listening and you're helping, you're being a guide. All right. And always, AAFTO, shout out to Zig Ziglar, always ask for the order. So you've done all this work. You need to make sure that you, even if you think it's a long shot, ask for the order. Now, it does depend on the type of sit you're in. Now, if you're sitting and you know this is not going to be a one sit, I have to follow up. There has to be, at the end of your conversation, a clear next step for your client and a clear next step for you. Not only does it show you if your client actually is not bullcrapping or is like actually engaged, they're going to do that next step if they're engaged, but it also continues to allow you to stay in control of the sales process and move it forward to the close. So, for instance, you may say, okay, Mr. Client, you said you're going to talk to your sister so that you can get her phone number so that we can show her what it is, what this means for her to be the beneficiary on this thing. You said on this policy, and you said you'll do it by 9 o'clock tomorrow. All right, what I'm going to do is gather some more information and call you at 10 o'clock so that we can see what the next steps are. Okay, we clear? They're clear. Okay, so always ask for the order or always have a clear next step. All right, and that's it, man. I'm Courtney Rollins. I love this stuff. This is like the better I get at sales, I have to be better as a person because it's clearly just communication. It's the transference of feelings. So if I'm able to transfer some wonderful feeling and belief and help guide people to make great choices, what an awesome thing, you know? So if you're interested in learning more about that, or maybe we can be a part of each other's journey, feel free to reach out to me, contact me, Courtney at estateproservice.com. And yeah, I'd love to be a part of that journey. All right, LITE, let your light shine. Cheers.